Yeah, good day friends. We'll be designing this scroll effect, vertical scrolling. You see what's happening. So we'll be designing it today. So remember to like and share and comment. Yeah. So the first thing is to make such a small frame as this. You can use a desktop frame if you like. Just create a frame. Then there's an arrow by the side. The arrow can be gotten from your shape too. From that shape, you see an arrow, you make that small arrow. Now let's add picture to the frame. We click on the image upload to add a picture. So I'm going to add a picture of a food. Yes, inside the frame. So you can drag it to balance very well in the frame. Okay, we can change the color. Let's change the color of the frame so we can see the difference between the picture and the frame. So this being done, we can now increase the size of the image. You can increase the size of the image, adjust it to what you want. But remember that when you click on the frame, make sure you have ticked on clip content. Clip content will make your picture not to come out of the frame. Clip content is by the right side here at this edge. You look at the side. When you click on the frame, you see a small tick box there written clip content. When you click on it, the image will not come outside, will not be showing outside, just like this. Even where you are stretching, the image will be inside the frame because you have clipped the content. So let's try to make a space for the arrow. Let's make a space for the arrow. Whichever way, you can still put your own arrow on top of the food, on top of the picture. But then I just decided to make a space for the arrow to come in. So I can reduce the size of this stroke so that the image can be a bit reduced. So you can enter and reduce the size of the stroke. Now I can also make it a frame. I can draw a frame around the arrow. There should be a frame around it. Should make a frame around it. Then go to corner radius. Corner radius, make the circle as much as you can. But the first thing is trying to centralize the image, the arrow inside the box. So when you stretch, it will be in the middle. So you have to go to alignment. Go to alignment and centralize it. Center alignment. Select center alignment so it can come to the middle. Then you stretch it so it will always be in the middle. So the arrow is now in the middle. So for the frame, we can now go and increase the corner radius of the frame, change the color of the frame to black, and yeah, the opacity will be reduced to 20, but then corner radius, just to make it curved, you curve it. I prefer to curve my own this way to look like almost a circle. Yes, and then reduce the opacity to 20. Use the opacity to 20. Select the arrow and change the color to white. The arrow should be white. I change it to white so it will be at least visible. So you can now take it to the space this arrow is pointing next, it's pointing forward, meaning next. So we'll have to duplicate to get the previous, an arrow that will be pointing back. So how do you do that? When you Control D, you duplicate, you take it to the position, and then you change the angle to 180, and change it to 180. So when you make it 180, it turns around. Then let's create a component. Let's make this frame a component. You make it a component, then you add variant. Go and click to add variant. You add variant. Then you plus again to add another variant. The next thing is to bring them out of the frame. Bring each of them out of the frame and arrange them horizontally. Bring each of them out of the frame and arrange them horizontally. Arrange them horizontally. When you arrange them horizontally, the next thing you have to do the prototyping. We have to change the pictures. Each of them need to have different pictures. So you click on upload image. You go and pick another. I pick another image. I select it. Then I go to the third one. I also upload another picture. I want them to have different pictures, so when they are changing, you will know. Let's pick another picture. Let's get another picture. Here we are. Good. So at this point, we are good to go. You can prototype. Do your prototyping. So when you prototype from the arrow, always prototype from the arrow to the next frame. The arrow on the first frame that is pointing to next, that is facing forward, you click on it and prototype it to the next page, the second frame. From the second frame, the arrow that is pointing forward, you prototype it to the next frame. And remember, when you are highlighting, when you are selecting, what we are doing is on click, smart animate, ease in and out. What you are selecting for the prototyping is on click, then you select smart animate, then down you select ease in and out. You can leave the duration as same. Now when you look at this, we can now prototype the third one, prototype the last, the forward arrow, connect it to the first frame. That is all for the forward arrows. Then for the backward arrows facing back, the first frame, the backward arrow should be connected to the last frame. Then for the second frame, the backward arrow should be connected to the first frame. Then the third frame, the backward arrow should be connected to the second frame. So use the same settings. On click on tab, then you smart animate, ease in and out. So just use the same setting for all of them to prototype them all. For the prototyping, all should have the same settings. So like I said, leave the duration as it is. So if you have this, you can now view, you can see what we have here, beautiful. So leave your comments and your likes. Remember to share. Thank you. Like and share. Remember to like and share. Thank you.